Hi, welcome to Kate's Kitchen. I'm really glad to see you guys here. Hello, Bandana Grandma. Thanks for the nice apron comment. I really like it. Somebody special made it for me, and I think you know who. Hi, Deborah. It's good to see you here as well. Let's see. I'm getting quite a wardrobe of aprons. That's true. I really am. Hi, Jennifer Friedman. How are you? Sound is good. Thank you, Dave. I appreciate it. We're trying to get all of those technical things out of the way early. Trish loves dogs. Hi, good to see you today. Jennifer, I'm doing way better than I was last week. Thank you very much. How are you doing? How are all of you doing today? We have an unusual subject for today. I was going to wait and see if there were a few more that would come in before we started. It's kind of a touchy, long kind of thing, so we'll see how it is. Ah, Bandana, thank you so much. She says, Dave, I can guarantee that one didn't break the bank account. I appreciate it. Thank you. Jennifer, you love my what? I can't quite tell what the icon is. Hi, Lisa. Glad you could join us. Deborah E., I need to get busy and make myself an apron. You know, Deborah, I'm going to be making some. Oh, thank you, Jennifer. I appreciate that. Yeah, I need to make a bunch of aprons. I'm seriously considering, since I'm so close to 1,500, making an apron and doing a giveaway of an apron. Um, I'm I'm really excited that I'm that close. Last time I checked, it was like 3 away. So maybe by my birthday, we'll see. Okay, the icon is a video camera. Thanks, Bandana Grandma. I thought that's what it was, but I just couldn't tell. Liv! Oh, I'm so glad to see you. Everybody, this is Liv, and Liv is from overseas in Finland. I'm sorry, Liv. I don't remember where you're from, and that's embarrassing, but I am. Hi, Bee Lady. It's good to see you too. I'm glad you came. Norway. Thank you, Liv. I'm sorry, but thank you. Yes. I met Liv through Daddy Curb's farm. And she came over, she and her husband and son came over and they visited, and I got to meet them, and it was just a lovely visit. Thank you, Jennifer. I appreciate it that you like my videos. I work really hard to get things the way they should, the way I want them to be, and then David takes it from there and makes them right. So he does all of our technical and that sort of thing, and he takes care of everything. Let's see. Bandana Grandma says she saw Norway through Living on a Dime travel. Yes, it is beautiful. I agree with you. I'm all Ned. I'm sorry I didn't get that. Okay, got a few here now. I want to tell you, like the title of the thing says, this today's discussion is going to be life's hardest question. And it's one that I face fairly frequently. And I don't know anybody that doesn't have problems with it. And that question is, how do you say no? No is one of the simplest words in the English language, but it's so hard to say. Hello, Wheelby. I'm glad you joined us. And in the garden, hi, good to see you too. Um, Specifically today, I'm talking about how do you say no and keep yourself from being overwhelmed by wanting to do so many things for so many people. Bandana Grandma, I agree. It does depend on who's asking, but it's still awfully hard to say no. Even when you really want to say no, it's still kind of hard. Hello, Iron Fire Horse. It's good to see you too. Um, I I really love being on YouTube. I love moderating other people's live streams and having my live stream and doing videos. But I love it so much that I tend to get myself overloaded. I like to say yes when someone says, will you help me? I like to say yes when someone says, will you moderate for me? I like to say yes when someone says, will you make a video on this or that? It's really hard to say no. And it's because I love it. I enjoy it so much. I love the people that I meet and talk to. I love everything that comes back to me from my being able to help other people. B Lady Apiary says, Bandana Grandma, I know, but social media can exhaust a person. He says, I have learned I have to make choices, and Inside Kate's Kitchen is one of them. Content. I love content. Thank you very much, B Lady. I appreciate it. Um, I really do enjoy the online life. I love all you folks. I love talking to you, learning to know you. I genuinely feel like you are friends. We may not have ever put a face to face. We may not ever have met in the physical world, but you're still my friends. You pray for me when I've got problems. You celebrate with me when I'm having successes, and you do all of the things for me that friends do. And it's hard to say no to friends. So I want to know, aside from depending on who is asking, how do you say no to someone? Right now, I'm in a very enviable position is I don't have too much to do. Um, I've had a lot of folks that I've been moderating for that are taking the summer off. A couple of them have decided not to come back on YouTube. That's kind of sad to me because it's like a friend moving away, but you know, you face life the way it comes to you. I want to know what you guys do. How do you say no? What do you what do you say, and how do you make the decision who you're going to say no to and what? So come on into the chat, and let's hear what you say. Tracy Eldon Smith. Well, hi. I didn't see you come in, Tracy. It's good to see you. B Lady, yes, in the garden. Make a priority list. That's a great idea in the garden. I'm going to write these things down, guys, because they're going to help me. Make a priority list. Y'all are going so fast, I can't write as fast as you can type. B Lady says, I've seen some awful channels looking for how-tos is exhausting. That is true. That is true. B Lady, for you, you've twice burned out, but now you're working on a list. I think the list is a good idea. I really do. My problem is going to be how do you prioritize? And that's really not true because my biggest priority is my husband, and he comes first in everything for me. So that's my first step. See, saying no is so hard, Liv says. Iron Firehorse says, whoops, I lost it. Y'all are scrolling so quick. Iron Firehorse says it's a very difficult question, too. And Liv says, by saying no is so hard, we all need to practice. Try to make egotistic choices. I can't read that word. I'm sorry. I'm working on a very small screen here. It's kind of hard to watch them. Let's see. The list should be short. Good point, Liv. Bandana Grandma says, I have trouble saying no to me, too. I have so many interests I want to do. I buy supplies for all kinds of projects and can't possibly do them all. You know, that is true. I do the same thing. In this room we're sitting in behind my screen, you wouldn't believe all the stuff I've got sitting back there. B Lady Apiary says, I respond to my chat, and the chats are my views. Why want folks here and ignore them? Yes, I agree. I do try and take the time to interact with the people who take the time to watch me, whether they're watching a video or the live stream. I try not to ever let a comment that's made on any of my videos go unanswered. Every once in a while, you do get one hidden by YouTube, but as soon as I see them, I answer them. In the Garden says families first. I agree. Dave said we'll be... Oh, I'm sorry. That's talking to someone else. Deborah says, I look at it if it brings value to me or the person that asked for help. It's yes. Then I say yes. Good idea. Uh, how do you decide what is value to them, though? That's kind of something I would have a little problems with. B Lady Bandana Grandma, me too. Oh my goodness, I have a new Cricut Air 2 and have not opened the box. Do you know I have both a Cricut and a Brother cutter, and I've not used either one of them in 2 years. I have all kinds of card making supplies. I used to make greeting cards constantly and even sold them. Don't do it anymore. I just don't have the time, or actually, I kind of burned myself out on it. Southern Blessed Homestead, hi, it's good to see you. I'm glad you came. Be Letty, let's see, in the garden. Those that can't help themselves if they're really trying. Good point. Good point. That brings up something. Last week, Dave and I had an appointment at the doctor's, and on the way home, there was a gentleman who was um, panhandling on the side of the road. And normally, I don't respond to those people too much, but this gentleman, it was obvious he needed help. He had a physical problem with one of his legs. He had a wide swatch on the back of his leg that was raw. Apparently, the skin had been raked off. He didn't look like he'd eaten in 6 months. He was just a skeleton of a man, and it was really sad. And we saw him, and I gave him all the change I had, and David pulled out what he had. But he touched our hearts, and David came home and wrote an article that went in our local um, Facebook, and it has gotten so many comments. It was amazing. But that's one way to tell whether or not it's bringing value. It wasn't a lot of money, but it brought value to me, and it brought value to him. So that's all I can say. Um, yeah, the bee lady says, right, then I get depressed because of all the supplies. Yes, I have that. I've got yarn, got more yarn than I know what to do with. And when my sister passed away 2 years ago, I got all of hers. So, yeah, I know about too much yarn too. JTC Homestead, hi, I'm glad you joined us. I'm welcome. We're talking about how do you say no and how do you prioritize things. Let's see. Christy, hi, Christy Betts. That's good to see you too. Let's see. Good idea. Okay, let's see. Jennifer says you have to go. Oh, well, Jennifer, thank you for dropping by. I'm sorry you don't get to stay later, but do check us out on the replay and you can catch up on what we did say. Thank you for coming. I really appreciate it. Let's see. B Lady says, we ladies should get a Skype chat and just do our drafts and talk. That's not a bad idea. If I knew how to Skype, I'd probably try that. B Lady says, I love my followers and I'm so hesitant to share out a live to bring folks in just to watch someone ignore them and not be entertaining. I agree, but I can't imagine that you would do anything that would not be entertaining. I don't get to spend a lot of time with you, but you always got something good to say. You always are upbeat, or at least you always have been upbeat around me. You make me laugh. I really enjoy being around you. So I can't imagine you bringing someone in just to ignore them. I just can't see that happening for you. JTC says, a good idea, prioritize. Yes, yeah, I think that's a great one too. Deciding how to prioritize can be a problem, but yes, it is a good idea. Southern Blessing Homestead says, saying no is hard. We are reevaluating our lives. My husband has a career change that will lower our income in January. We have too much stuff. Decluttering is a priority. Boy, do I understand that. We retired a few years ago and we went through a lot of that, and we moved from Florida back to Texas, and that was a huge one too. So it's pretty amazing. Let's see. B Lady says, I mean, when I go into lives, it's always share out the street. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry, I misunderstood what you said, but I agree. I agree. People need to, if they're going to come to the live, if they're going to have a live, they need to have a reason for people to come there. I try and have at least something interesting to talk about, a question to ask, or show something fun. Who knows? Let's see. Deborah E says, I have a list of the top 5 things I need to do or that are bothering me, and those are the things I tackle first. I do that every morning. I make a little list on a sheet of paper on what I want to do that day. And as I get them done, I scratch them off. I don't always get them all done. Sometimes I get 2 of the 5 or 6 done, but I try and do something on that list every day. Um, Jennifer's saying bye bye. Oh, bye bye. Take care. Let's see. David Hell. Kate's lost 2 sisters. Oh, yes. Yes. Most of their stuff belongs in my garage. That is true, unfortunately. Let's see. Southern, I get, Southern Blessed Homestead, I do too. I had that happen to me this morning. I'm going to be doing some canning this afternoon. And I was getting the kitchen set up and ready. So when I finish here, I can go in and just start my canning. And I kept finding myself, I do one thing, like I started washing the jars from the stuff I canned day before yesterday and getting them all labeled and put away. And I turned around and was doing something else. And then I turned around and was doing the third something. And then I got back to doing the bottles again. And it bounced around over and over. So yeah, I get distracted real well too. B Lady just shared on Twitter and community. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I really do. Jennifer, your mom is mad at you? I'm sorry to hear that. Hi, Grammy Karen. It's good to see you here. JTC, by the way, early happy birthday. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Do I get to be your younger sister? I was the firstborn in my family. I've never been a younger sister. That's something new. That's cool. What does it say here? Y'all keep going so quick. I have to scroll back up. I always put my clients first because they get so angry if I'm not available 24/7. No time for myself. I need a personal life. Even got angry when my mom died and I had to take the day off. Well, you know what, Lisa? I think that you need to have a talk with your clients and let them know you have to have time for you as well. Hi, Tim Huffman. I'm glad you made it too. It's good to see you. Christy says you do that a lot. Yeah, I can't just do one thing. I'll start one thing and bounce to another and bounce to another and eventually go back to the first one. I just can't sit down and do something. It just doesn't work for me that way. Iron Firehorse says, I just started doing lists again 3 days ago. I haven't looked at it today. That is one of the secrets of a list, is you do have to look at the list. Let's see. Deborah E says, I'm a list person. It feels good to mark it. Sometimes I'll start a list and I'll get distracted and I'll go do something else that wasn't on the list. And just to make myself feel better, I write it on the list and then scratch it out. That way I feel like I've done something. Let's see. Liv says, yeah, it is sad. Liv says, that's sad, Lisa Johnson. Yeah, you need your own time. Let's see. Mama's in the garden. I just scroll back too fast again. You guys just are so quick. Northern Ohio Homestead, too. Mama in the garden in Northern Ohio both jumped in there. I didn't even see you. Grammy, hi. Okay, she's talking to other people. I love this that you guys chat back and forth with yourself. It's so neat. McCoy's Oak Hill Farm. Hello, I'm so glad you got here today. It's nice to see you. I missed you on the live stream with Daddy Curbs yesterday. Built on the Rock Homestead. Hi, it's good to see you here too. I got home from church. I'm glad. That is great. Let's see. Tim Huffman, master procrastinator here. Tim, I don't see how you can say that. I watch your videos and you're always out rescuing a beehive from somewhere, and that's a lot of work. I cannot imagine why you would be a procrastinator. I think you just have way more to do than you have time to do. Let's see. The lady says as she's gotten older, she realizes time is valuable, so I'm more watchful of how I use it. Same here, but still, I still have problems saying no, and that's something I just have to learn to do. Let's see. Iron Bee Lady, Built on the Rock. Yep, Tim. There we go again. Oh, Lisa, a tax accountant. Now I understand why your customers get so angry at you, but you still have to take some time off. Oh, that is such a hard job. I really wouldn't do it if I had to. Let's see. Iron Firehorse said, you promised to look at it at the list. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. in the garden. Thank you for reminding people to hit the thumbs up. I really appreciate that. Northern Ohio Homestead is having a cup of coffee and knitting a hat. That's awesome. I love to knit. I wish I were a better knitter. I'm not all that good. ASL Harvard Homestead. Hi, glad to see you here today. Oh, that's wonderful. B Lady Apiary. Wow, how stressful is that? I don't do numbers. My clients would love me. I don't do numbers either. I'm not very good at that at all. I have enough trouble figuring out how to increase or decrease recipes. I don't want to do taxes. That's Dave's area. Let's see. McCoy, sorry, I was doing chores and what? Listen, you got here. That's all that matters. I really appreciate it. Lena Music, hello. It's good to see you. Listen, guys, if you want to hear some really beautiful music, check out Lena Music. That has got to be some of the prettiest stuff in the world. Some of it is very classical sounding, some of it's very new age or whatever. It's just gorgeous music. You need to check that channel out. It is wonderful. Let's see, I lost it again. I need to catch up here. Fellow beekeeper here. Missed the name. Yeah, well, believe it or not, I got my first little bit of honey off of my hive this year. The guy that the hive actually belongs to, it doesn't belong to me. I babysit it for him. But our bees had sealed the lid of the hive, and so when he went to shake it open, it had to break it, and they had to get rid of all of that wax so it can get into it. And he saved it and took it home, and he cleaned up the honey and brought me a jar of honey, my very first honey from my hive. It's so sweet. Let's see. What if Grammy Karen says, I'll say yes to something a week in advance. It seems like a good idea. Then when the day arrives, I'm wondering, why did I agree to that? You know, I do that all the time to myself. I don't know why, but I do it too. I don't know where the day goes most of the time, constantly feel like I'm chasing my tail. Mama's in the Garden, that's one of the reasons why I started making lists and writing things on them. If I do something and it wasn't on the list, I write it on the list anyway, because at the end of the day, I have a lot of stuff on there that I got crossed off, even if it wasn't on there when I first set it up. She's Gone Country Farms. Hi, I'm glad you came in. Welcome. Let's see. In the Garden loves to crochet. I like to crochet and knit, but I don't really know how to do anything other than very basic stitches on both. But I find a way to use them anyway. It's amazing. Let's see. Built on a Rock. I just lost you. You were going to say something and I lost it. Oh, goodness. There we are. 2 + 2 = 5. Your math is like mine. Oh, goodness. Let's see. Lisa John, Oak Hill Farm. My time is so limited. McCoy's Oak Hill Farm says, my time is so limited, I have kind of dropped doing YouTube videos and such. I understand that one. That's why I don't do as many videos. I do the live stream once a week instead. Just the way it was. The name of the music channel is Lena Music, Lena Music, all one word, and it's gorgeous. It is really gorgeous. Yeah, Dave hears a lot about everybody from me. Let's see, Tim Huffman. Oh, thank you, Tim. I appreciate that. Let's see. Who is Daddy Curbs? You keep speaking of. Daddy Curbs is Blake Kirby. He's on Facebook and YouTube. He's the mentor that got me started on YouTube. Wonderful man. He just recently got his 100,000th subscriber. I've been with him since he was at 16,000. And the lady who comes in here from time to time, We Tree Bonsai, was with him from the very beginning. So he's a wonderful guy. He has a great channel. It's all family friendly, and I suggest you check it out. It's DADDYKIRBS, all one word. Let's see. Bee Lady had no idea I have bees. I have one hive, and I just absolutely love them, but I don't get into it myself because, like I said, they don't really belong to me. So, Lisa. Okay, Bandana Grandma, Daddy Curbs Farm. Blake Kirby is a great guy with a wonderful family. I agree. I agree very much. Mama's in the Garden says, Bee Lady, yes, I'm working on and off a stitch holder I increase stitch count a little on the scarf to make it a bit wider. You know, I do that. Mama's in the garden. I increase it right in the middle of things, and I don't know where it came from. So I need to find a way to keep that from happening. Tim Huffman agreed Blake is a great motivator. Yes, he is. He truly is. And I'm blessed to see him in person all the time. He lives about 2 miles from me. Hi, Lynx Acres. It's good to see you come in. We're talking about life's hardest question, which is how do you say no? Let us know how you say no. Or if you don't, let us know that you don't. Let's see. Deborah E says Daddy Curbs is wonderful channel. He's live every Saturday morning at 9 o'clock Central Time, and we have a wonderful group of people who come there. I really, really love everybody that's there. You met Jennifer. You met my videos on his YouTube channel. Yeah, he's the one that got me started, and he's been one of my biggest fans. I got to say, he really does. He works with me a lot, and I really appreciate it. In the garden, put the list in the phone, one app or notebook to relook at it anytime I need it and check them off. In the garden, I have that as well. And I have a calendar in my phone that I can write things on too. But I find a paper list at the end of the day for me makes me feel better about it. I can actually look at it and say, here's something I did, and throw it away, and it's out of my life. So I just have to do the paper when I'm old school that way. Then I'm old school a lot of ways because I'm old. I'm not old, I'm older. I tell everybody I'm never going to get old. Old is an attitude. I will get older. We all get older, but I will never be old. So I have to remember to remind myself of that too. Let's see. I have learned to say no over the years or I'll never get anything done. McCoy's Oak Hill Farm, that is true. That is very true. If you don't say no, you do fall right behind. Lix Acres says, I try and say it with as much grace as possible. That's very good. Lisa was talking to Tangi a few months ago, and she said she used to be one of Blake's early mods. She's very good at saying no when things overwhelm her. I agree. One thing that I learned about saying no, and it was told to me by a very wise woman, was when you commit to something, and she was talking about YouTube at this point, she said, be sure you have the time that you can commit to that, because you don't want to say, yes, you'll do it, and then leave people hanging. Now that I do a live stream, I understand what that's like. I have folks, whoops, hi, Mimsy, I didn't see you come in. I'm glad to see you. I understand even more the value. I understand from the creator's side the value of moderators, good moderators, moderators who are committed to being there when you need them there. And yeah, you do need to commit to a time and not let anybody or anything else run over that. And if it looks like you're using too much time for that, then you have to cut back on YouTube or whatever the thing is and go back to your first priority, which in my case is my husband and family. So let's see. Jennifer Friedman, are you asking me how old I am? If you are, darling, the end of this month, I will be 70 years old. Yep, or 70 years younger. Hello, Chella girl. I haven't seen you in quite a while. It's wonderful that you came in. Thank you very much. Things get lost in planners. Yes, they do. For me, a lot. Deborah E. says her husband is 75 and more active than most 60-year-olds. Until about a year ago, I was more active than anybody my age I'd ever met. But health issues, family health issues have all slowed me down quite a lot. And the fact that even though I'm not old, I have a 70-year-old body. And that sometimes does things that I don't want. Or doesn't do things I do want. So what can I say? Let's see. Kate, I'm a wee bit younger than your mom. Yeah. It's amazing how many of the folks that I befriend on here, I'm their parents' age or their grandparents' age. There's a gentleman who joined us last week who's 19 and he follows my channel. It just blew my mind that someone that young was interested in what I have to say. It just, it's wonderful. I love it. Let's see. Southern Blessed Homestead says, I have to keep telling myself there are hard days. Yes, I do too. You know, yesterday was one of those days for me. Uh, just a lot of things going on with my mom. My mom's out of the hospital, by the way. I've got to thank you guys for all of your prayers and good thoughts. Turns out she did not have a stroke. She did not have a heart attack. She has an imbalance with her electrolytes and her potassium, and it has really given her problems. Unfortunately, it causes her difficulty when she gets up and moves around. She doesn't balance well and she doesn't walk well, and that my mom has always been an extremely active, vital person, and to see her having these problems, even if it's only temporary, is kind of hard. So that's something that made it hard for me yesterday, and it makes hard life. You want to, I just want to stay there and not go anywhere. So, Jennifer, you're 11. Whoa, welcome, young lady. I had no idea I had an 11-year-old following me. That is really cool. Thank you, McCoy's Freedom. You sound a nice person. I appreciate that. Tim Huffman, age isn't anything but a number. That's absolutely true. I believe that more than you would know. Tell a girl I have a paper calendar in my purse to keep track of my little boy's appointments. He's on the spectrum and is nonverbal, so we have several appointments each week. Yeah, you have to have that, especially if you're keeping track of other people's appointments as well as things for yourself. That is very important. Let's see, B. Levy, would your bone broth help your mother with those vitamins? I think I heard from chicken bones that you get potassium and maybe no. Actually, B. Lady, the problem is she has too much potassium. I have problems getting her to drink. She's never been one to want to drink a lot of water. And because of that, the potassium builds up in her system and it causes all kinds of very strange things. So unfortunately, potassium is not her problem. Let's see. Home on the Rocks. I live in the boonies, and that makes saying no so much easier. It takes gas and time to go to town, have to schedule trips. You know, Built on a Rock Homestead, we moved out to the country, and things did slow down a little bit for us. But still, when I moved out to the country, I found YouTube. And that's not necessarily slowing things down at all. Iron Fire Horse, speaking of bone broth, do I ever make beef? Actually, yes, I do. We have a wonderful butcher. Couldn't think of the word for a moment. A wonderful butcher very close to us, and he will sell me the large leg bones that have all the marrow in it for, I think last time I bought it, I got it for $1 a pound, and I make a huge bunch of beef bone broth at one time. The only reason why I've done so much chicken is that we've been eating a lot of chicken lately. We're having to stay away from the beef so much because of I have gout and Dave has problems too. So let's see. So how do I handle not drinking so much water? I have discovered that my mother likes iced tea. And so when I go to see her, I take her from the Sonic close to us a large iced tea. Not sweet because she's diabetic, but she will sit and drink the iced tea if I have one with her. So I take her an iced tea every time I go see her. Dave Howell, what about water-based shakes? She just doesn't like to drink, period. But the tea seems to be helping some, so we'll see. Uh, Jennifer, am I going to do a live? What do you mean, Jennifer? Are you talking to me about doing a live? I'm not sure what you're asking. I'm sorry. Let's see, Iron Fire Horse. Oh, it's lucky I'm in the city now, finding it hard to get good bones. Yeah, I would think it would be hard to, but you know, most cities have good meat shops, and if you go talk to the butcher, you can usually buy them. McCoy's Oak Hill Farms, wonder if she likes herbal drinks. Are you talking about my mom again? I know I love fruit water, and I do that a lot, as y'all see from time to time. So, aha, built on the rock homestead. You're a tea addict as well. You know, Tim, mom has the same problem I have. I can't drink things that are carbonated because the flap in your throat that allows the gas to come up when it builds up in your stomach doesn't work right, and I can't belch. So, no, I can't drink kombucha or anything else like that, unfortunately. She's gone live country. She wants to know if you'll do a live on my birthday. No, I won't. I'm sorry. Thank you, by the way. She's gone country. I won't do a live on my birthday. I'll do it the day after. Actually, on my birthday, I'll be doing Daddy Curb's live. His is every Saturday, and my birthday falls on a Saturday this year, so I'll be doing it then. Um, let's see. Yay for my mom. Yeah, really. Christy says the elderly lose their thirst response and can get dehydrated easily. You're right, Christy, and my mom has never been one to drink much water or anything like that, so it's even worse. You drink lots of herbal teas. My mom doesn't seem to care much for herbal teas, but she does like the fruit water, so I'm starting to get her to do that. She likes orange more than anything else, so I fix that for her. Jennifer, if you're up on Saturday mornings, Daddy Curbs comes on at 9 o'clock Central. I don't know where you are, but you can come see us then. I have a feeling people will be telling me happy birthday that day on his as well. Homemade kombucha doesn't necessarily have carbonation. My first ferment is usually pretty flat. Yeah, I didn't know that. I followed Daddy Curb's thing and fermented it twice. I had no idea you could stop at the first one. I may have to try it again. Let's see. Coffee and Mountain Dew keep it. That is true. He does drink lots of both of those. Last year, Two Family Homestead did a live on your. Oh, did they? That's cool. That is so neat. McCoy's Farm. I wonder, does the fermented stuff take fluid from your body? I don't know. You know, I've been told that iced tea will take fluid from your body, so that might happen. Lynx Acres, one of my friends is having to say no to going to a family member's wedding. They want to do a destination wedding, which would cost my friend. Yeah, I had to do that several years ago when a dear friend of mine's daughter got married in Hawaii. And Hawaii is a long way from Texas. And I was a single woman supporting myself, and I just could not afford it. And I had to tell her no. And she got her feelings hurt, but that was the way it was. Um, Jennifer, it's 2:36. You mean right now, or 2:36 is when it's 9 o'clock here? MC's Garden. Jen from Fairy Tale Creations and I are working on a Mod 101 video to help new mods. Would love your suggestions too if you'd like an advice email. Yes, let me write that down. I definitely would love to help with that. Hang on a minute. Let me write that down. There. Sorry about that. I got your email and I will definitely talk to you about it. I think that's a great idea. As a matter of fact, the group that I'm with does mod training, so I might want to get you in touch with them as well. The family member is rather put out about it. It's rather self-centered to expect my friend to pay for a couple of days. Yes, it's not right for them to expect people to travel for their wedding. That is not right. You're right. And your friend needs to not let their attitude influence the way she feels. She's got to just say, no, I'm sorry, I can't do it. And that's the way it is, and move on from there. Awesome thing. Oh, you're very welcome, Mimsy. Jennifer, oh, it's PM where you are now. Okay, and it's 1:38 here, so you're about an hour ahead, maybe 2 hours ahead of us. I'm sorry, it's already scrolled so far I can't tell you. Are you on the East Coast, Jennifer? Um, the Lady McCoy, so built on a homestead. She's gone country farms. I agree. I would think having people who love you present would be important. It would be important, but expecting, I'm sorry, built on the rock homestead. I agree that it would be important, but they should not get angry and upset if you can't make it. Sometimes you just can't do those things, and that's the way it is. There's a good site where I got my SCOBY original. I will post it if Ahmad and Kate don't mind. Oh, please do, McCoy. Thank you very much. That would be great. Um, my sister married a millionaire. They knew I couldn't afford to go to their wedding, so they didn't send me an invitation. Oh, my goodness. That's terrible. That's terrible. Why didn't they send you a ticket? Oh, my goodness. B lady, destination weddings may be all the rage, but they're expensive. Whatever happens to a nice house wedding? Yeah, or how about going to the Justice of the Peace if you can't even do that? That's what we did. Okay, Jennifer, you're in Eastern time, so next Saturday at 10 o'clock your time, go to the Daddy Curbs Farm on YouTube and you'll see us there. She's Gone Country. I have to run. I'm sorry I've only stopped by. Thank you for coming for as long as you were able to be here, She's Gone Country Farms. I really appreciate you showing up. It's always a blessing to have you around. Um, B Lady says, Iron Fire Horse, heck, they should have paid for you. I agree. They should have sent you the ticket and gotten you a room. I mean, if he's got that kind of money, he could afford it, and you are her sister. So I'm sorry. Um, D Lady built on the rock home. And yeah. Yes, that's right, Jennifer. In the morning. Exactly. AM. McCoy's, I was if I was rich, I would have done that and sent a ticket and whatnot. AM, Jennifer. AM in the morning. Yes, I agree with you, McCoy's Oak Hill Farm. If I had the money and I were getting married somewhere else and my family couldn't afford to come, it would be important enough to me that I would send them the tickets and get a room for them that I would pay for so that they could be there. I think that's what's important. I'm so pleased you came, Jennifer. That's wonderful. Let's see. Iron Fireheart says just a bunch of pomp and pageantry, but an invitation would have been nice. The wedding was at the Chateau Lake Louise in Alberta, Canada. Um, I guess that's an important or fancy place. I really don't know, but I still think they should have sent you a ticket and gotten you a room. So there. Now we seem to be off the um, original subject on how to say no. So Iron Firehorse, it sounds like your sister and her husband know how to say no to some things. Pardon me. Just say no. Yep. Roberta. Oh, well, hi, Roberta. It's good to see you. I didn't see you slide in here. Yeah, it does lag from time to time. I think I'm caught up now, or as caught up as I'm going to get. There seems to be a built-in lag. Allie Oakley, I'm glad to see you. Welcome. Let's see. Christy, I'm on a limited income, so if a family member overextends their finances, give some suggestions of saving money instead of handing over money. Can't talk today. Our wedding cost $2,500 total with suits, dresses, rings, potluck reception, and everything. I think Dave's and my wedding was like less than $300. I don't remember how much, but we went to the Justice of the Peace. My best friend sent the flowers. We got got our rings, and it was not expensive, but we had some lovely pictures, and it certainly got us married. And we've been married ever since, so it worked. Inside Kate's Kitchen, we teach young children just say no when it comes to drugs, so we must be examples. That's a good point, B-Lady. That's a very good point. We do tell everyone just say no, so we need to do that. I think that's great. Did Utter Chaos Hobby Farm slide in here and I didn't see them? If you're here, raise your hand. I want to say hi. Oh, goodness gracious. Mine was pretty inexpensive, too. So was my divorce. I'm not going to have one of those. I'm sorry, McCoy. I have had one of those. I don't want another one. I'm staying married to this one. I waited for him for almost 20 years. I'm not going to let him get away. Let's see. Okay. B Lady said they got married on the beach and then went to dinner afterwards. We went to dinner afterwards. I guess I ought to include that in our list, in our cost too. So maybe it did cost right at $200. I don't remember. Oh, yes, I am. There you are, Utter Chaos. Thank you for letting me know you're here. Jennifer, thank you for your liking my hat. It's a really warm one. Howie's here. Hello, Howie, Food Forest Permaculture. I'm glad you got here. If you folks don't know Howie, you need to check him out. He is one of the most wonderful, down to earth people you ever would want to meet. He's really wonderful. Mimsey's Garden, this will be your 30th anniversary next week. Happy anniversary, Mimsey. That is so great. I had 36 years with my first husband, and he died of cancer. So, oh, with my second husband. My first husband I divorced, but my second husband, 36 years, and he died of cancer. Now I've got 11 to 19, 8 years with the current husband. Sorry, I have to do a little math there, and that's not my forte. Let's see, not sure I could ever get married again. I understand that one, Christy. Um, oh, thank you, Howie. Howie says I'm as well. Thank you so much. You're just a wonderful guy. I really like our friendship. Lynx Acres said a lot of people have very expensive weddings and then they're stressed out. Yeah, that's something I didn't want to do. Anyone who's been divorced, including me over 30 years ago, knows it's not something you take lightly. That is true. Allie Oakley, Love and Marriage. I love that song. Let's see, what else we got? You have no idea. Oh, yeah. Yeah. They've had a difficult first marriage and second marriage because he married her a second time. Oh, well. Yeah, that's okay. I waited and I won in the end. He's my husband now and I'm keeping him. Unless you're one of the Gabor sisters or Liz Taylor. Yeah, right. Is that, Jennifer, is that a pie? If that's a pie, yes, I do make pies often. I'm sorry, the screen I'm looking at, the icons are so small, it's very hard to tell what they are. So let's see, Tim Huffman, adding a half cup of coconut oil to 1 pound of clean beeswax wax will make a great burning candle. I'll soon put that theory to a test. Let you know. Good, Tim, please do. I want to make some nice candles with the wax from my hive if I ever get any. Thank you, Iron Fire Horse. It was worth the wait. It really was worth the wait. I couldn't be happier. He's perfect for me. I tell him all the time he is the perfect husband for me, and he truly is. Let's see. Oak Hill, McCoy's Oak Hill Farms. Never marry the same person more than once. My mom did that. Yeah, I never married a person more than once either. I'm going never going to marry anybody else again. So yeah, no, I got the perfect one for me, and I'm going to keep it that way. Yeah. Roberta, did I make my hat? No, dear, I didn't actually. Um, I got it at Goodwill. I am a Goodwill shopper. I like to go to thrift stores and secondhand stores, and this one just happened to be at a Goodwill, and I absolutely love it. It's very warm. It's a very soft wool, and I love it in the wintertime because it keeps me warm. I have it on today simply because, although this light you can't tell it, the hat and the blouse match in real light. This one just makes it look bad. So, oh well. Let's see. Duncan 1900s. Hi. I'm glad you got your internet back, and I'm glad you came to see us. That's great. Let's see. You guys will have to tell us the whole story someday. All right, Lisa. Maybe we'll have to do that on one live stream. Just set it aside, but we'll have to think about it. I don't know. That's kind of a scary thought. Let's see, utter chaos. Boy, you guys are all of a sudden chatting so fast I can't keep up. Mimsy, you take care. Come back anytime. I really love seeing you. And catch the rest of us on replay if you want to see something else. Let's see. I know it's not the healthiest, but I'm ordering pizza. Good for you, Lynx. I love pizza too. I really do. Broussard is here. Hi. Now, is this Brett or Amy or Abby? My Louisiana family is somebody special too. If you guys haven't checked them out, please do. They are great people. I'm just love them to pieces. Let's see. Oh, this is very awkward silence trying to catch up on all the chat. Utter chaos. I like the kind of stories gives me hope that others might have good luck with great partners. Yeah, well, McCoy's. I did wait 20 years. I did, but it was very definitely worth it. We truly have. Since we've been together, we have not had a disagreement, not an argument, a disagreement. We're wonderful. You're all there. Oh, hi, family. It's good to see you guys. How are the goats? Yep. The Broussards got a group, herd, group. I don't know. They got a bunch of goats anyway. And Abby's just absolutely thrilled. She has her goats now. Lunch is done. You need to get something done. Got to run. Built on the Rock, thank you for coming by. I really appreciate it. It's been wonderful visiting with you. Is that a bottle of wine you're making, Jennifer? Surely not. Oh, goodness gracious. Uttercast has goats too. I think they're adorable creatures, but I don't have the time to take care of them. That's a place where I said no to me. Um, I'd love to have goats and chickens and a cow and horses and all those kinds of things, but I only have 2 acres and I don't have the time to take care of them all. Goats and alpacas, yeah. I want chickens too, or ducks rather, because I want the eggs. I love, love, love duck eggs. So, and they taste so good and they're so good for you. And I like chickens too, but I like birds. I don't know how many of you know this, but Dave and I have 3 macaws that we rescued, and they're wonderful birds and they're spoiled rotten, and I absolutely love them. So, Abby is loving having the goat. They're just adorable. I could tell that just from watching the videos. They look like they're having a good time. Iron Fire Horse, they really says you have never had duck eggs. Duck eggs don't taste a lot different. They're higher in natural fat, but they're much healthier for you. So that's why I like duck eggs. They're just much better. Christy says she's spoiled to fresh eggs. I am too, and right now the eggs in our area, the chickens in our area are not laying very well. I had to buy eggs at the grocery store just recently, and they just don't taste as good. Duncan, you love our birds. Thank you very much. They're very, very special. Gandhi in particular he's a special needs child, so to speak. He's, his wings they never grew and stretched out, so he can't fly. So if he goes anywhere, he goes on my shoulder or arm. It's really funny because he has to, when he thinks he's going to go somewhere fast and he gets excited, he leans forward like he's going to fly and he just flaps his little wings as hard as he can, but they don't open out enough. So it's great. Oh, yes, show that on Fire Horse. I'd like to see your video. The lady depends on the breed of duck. Muscovy eggs are super rich. Yeah, that's the biggest thing I've noticed is that they taste different in that they're richer. It's kind of like the difference between drinking whole milk and drinking 1%. It still has the same basic flavor, but it's richer. So, do chickens need more calcium? I think that chickens that are laying hens do need more, but I really haven't done a lot of research, so I can't tell you how much or why. But yeah, I think they do. McCoy's Oak Hill Farm, yours have slowed down laying due to the heat. Is that what it is? The heat and molting? I didn't know they would slow down because of molting. My boys are molting. There are feathers everywhere. It's amazing. Bee Lady says, my birds seem almost human to me, like they have minds of their, they do. Um, Macaws have the mental and emotional capability of about a 3-year-old human. So yes, they do have their own mind, and as they get older, they know how they do it. So, Howie, are you leaving? I didn't see you say. Oh, there we are. Inside Cake Kitchen's live stream is awesome. Much love and respect. Have a carpet cleaning going on in my sleep. Oh, Howie, I hope you get your carpet perfectly clean. Thank you for coming by. I really appreciate that you took the time. To stimulate egg laying, the essential ingredient is light. Chickens require 14 to 16 hours of light to produce eggs. Well, around here they get more than that all the time, but it's so hot. South Texas has got lots of sun, but they've also got lots of heat. McCoy's Oak Hill Farm says laying chickens need calcium. That's sort of what I thought. I know that a lot of people, when they make eggs, they save the shells and clean them up and crush them and put them in the bird's food. So they must need something. Christy Bettis, the tropical birds at one of the vets I work for always had me laughing. They're quite the character. Yes, they can be. They truly can be. Gandhi, well, all three of our birds talk when they're in the mood, but they don't necessarily any other time, unless they hear the phone ring and then they sit there, particularly Gandhi. He'll hear the phone ring and he'll go, hello, hello, hi. And he just over and over and over again. So, due to being hot, they go in more and don't get enough light. Oh, okay. Mine usually quit until they've finished and the day. Oh, okay. Okay. They quit when they start molting. That makes sense. Wonder how long they've been there. So, Christy, they were patients, belated, but such personalities. Yeah. Please make sure. Yeah. Grind chicken shells up and feed them to the chickens. Also put the shells in water and use to water houseplants. You can also grind those shells up and put them in the bottom of the holes when you're planting tomatoes. It makes the tomatoes sweeter. Um, it also makes them a lot healthier. I forgot to do it this year, and my tomatoes were a total disaster. I had 10 plants. I got one tomato. It was off of a beefsteak variety, and it was the size of a grape. It was so disappointing. Let's see, in the garden, add artificial light fixtures or skylight in the coop. Hmm, I've heard people say they use the artificial light, but I'm not certain that it has helped. I really don't know. Uh, cannot imagine one of our sons had a parakeet for. When I was a kid, I used to raise parakeets, and I had one parakeet that got him when I was 6, and she stayed with me until she got out and flew away when I was 18. So that's a long-lived bird, but she was very, very well cared for and had good food. So, matter of fact, it was really funny when she was little. I also had a pet mouse, a little white mouse, and on Saturdays I would take the mouse in one hand and the bird in the other, and turn on the water in the kitchen and put my hands like this with a bird here and a mouse here and the water between them, and they would both bathe in my hands in the kitchen sink. My mom used to think it was crazy, but it was a lot of fun. Let's see, Duncan 19. I dry out my eggshells and crush them and feed them back to the chickens. I also use some of them when I plant tomatoes. Yep, and peppers. Yep. I feed eggs and eggshells to the boys. They do fine with it. My chickens have a greenhouse, chicken house, but it can get a bit more chilly in the winter. Yeah, yeah. Oh, Christy, you have a veterinarian that specializes in birds? That's awesome. We have the most amazing veterinarian here. She just walks in. Gandhi, because of the way he was treated before we got him, is very afraid of most people, and he bites. And people are afraid of him because that big old beak can really cause some danger. The first time I took him to go see our Dr. Hill, that's her name, she just took him up and loved on him and held him and messed with him like she'd known him all of his life, and he did not struggle. He did not bite her. She's the only other person I know that can pick him up like that and he doesn't bite. So she's amazing. She really is. Lynxacre says her toddler pulled the baby's pants off and then brought me other pants that she liked better and wanted me to put those pants on the baby. That's cute, Lynx. That is so cute. Let's see. You might try that. Oh, yes. Crack a raw egg in the bottom of a hole for the plant you're planting. Not heard of doing that, but I've heard of putting fish in the hole that you're planting and the egg shells. Duncan 1900, I've always loved macaws. They're so fascinating. They are. They truly are. I've never been around big birds until Dave had the two, and then we got Gandhi. But yeah, I think they're fascinating. And yes, they do know if you're afraid of them. Well, folks, I have truly loved this visit. I thank you so much for all dropping in. I just looked down and realized we have 1 minute to go. So, to quickly sum up, how do you say no? You just say no. You just make a list to prioritize it. If it's not on that list, it doesn't fit in the priority. You have to look at whether or not it's going to bring value to you and or the person that you're saying it to. If it does not, say no. Family first. Guys, I love you all. Thank you so much for coming. I hope you have a wonderful week, and we'll see you next Sunday. Take care. Bye.